The preface of my arts narrative runs much like a drought-cursed river, often untouched or barely a trickle, sometimes swift-flowing but shallow, rarely deep or slow-moving, mostly navigable but always untamed, the rippled, parched memories waiting for the flow to return.
Becoming a teacher of the arts, developing a praxial vision, will always be a chapter in my personal and professional narrative. It has become a subplot of becoming a transformative teacher. The protagonist, that's me, is a self-reflective teacher and learner, embracing an arts-rich integrated learning space, infused with quality arts education and authentic arts practices. When making and responding in the arts challenges, the arms of time enveloped me and reminded me of an innate longing, joy from doing. Arts with a praxis focus wrote the setting that bestowed me with a renewed awareness of my own abilities, a sense of agency through the points of view of creativity, communication, collaboration, and critical reflection, the 4 C's. Creativity. We all have it. We can all learn it, especially when the plot leads us to be brave, to take risks. Heuristic immersion in arts, divine chaotic bliss. Inspired by acclaimed artists, motivated to reconnect with creative capacities, producing original artworks however amateur, confident to take the deep dive in my classroom. Communication, sharing my inner world, my human expression in multimodal ways, visual, oral, kinesthetic, exposing my protagonist's identity. Through the arts, every character has a voice, every one expresses meaning and purpose, engendering understandings, action and agency. Cacophony or symphony in the classroom, both a guiding voice. Collaboration, collegial engagement in the arts challenges, making meaning through socio-cultural modes, students, parents and families, the school and wider communities, experts and artists in partnerships. Jefferson and Anderson's vision and evolving theme, an intense synergy of ideas, goals, trust and relationships between people. Critical reflection, nuanced and overt, essential. Personally and collaboratively as the protagonist, I use 4 lenses to critique my arts education with integrity: autobiographical, students, colleagues and literature, a process of deconstructing and reconstructing experience, knowledge and skills as the story advances. Reflecting is a vital part of me becoming and being a teacher of the arts, asking myself and my students what if, to question, explore, elaborate and explain, harnessing the power of the arts to develop skills across multiple domains of learning, beyond the obvious, beyond what can be explicitly taught, inviting the reader to see, think, wonder. Arts learning, the central theme, contributes to the values, beliefs and identities of the characters through socio-cultural dimensions of emotions, time, place and setting. The impassioned protagonist brings contemporary thinking and knowledge about arts education, not replicating their past, resisting the antagonist's entrenched attitudes and practices of a bygone era. By doing, making and responding with the mind, hands and heart, the protagonist and other characters engage in the cognitive, physical and social emotional domains, and I came to appreciate the nature of arts learning, its intrinsic value when practiced authentically. Authentic arts learning is aesthetic learning, sensory, somatic ways of knowing that engage us in active and meaningful participation where we think and act as artists. In my narrative, it is child-centered and praxial approaches that involve students as makers and responders with agency to deliver outcomes that are socially and culturally diverse. The vast scope for deeper understanding and a richer humanistic learning experience proffers when authentic arts with real-world engagement for students and families embed personal value, reaching us in ways other learning does not, developing the general capabilities, critical and creative, personal and social, ethical and intercultural.
The protagonist is on a quest to deliver sequential, substantial, sustained arts education, the extrinsic benefits evidenced as improvements in attitudes to learning, school attendance, academic achievement and well-being. As a champion of arts education, the next chapter will see me using the arts so students can access other disciplines through multimodal learning. The curriculum is a supportive element in my story, articulating the purpose and intent of arts education to contribute to the development of confident, creative characters, nurturing and challenging their active and informed citizenship, and identifying the interrelated strands of making and responding through diverse viewpoints and the subjects prominent in my arts praxis. Imagine the protagonist teaching science through art, questioning and exploring with Year 6 students whether volcanoes are creators or destroyers. I offer students agency to present their learning through a choice of visual arts outcomes, explicit teaching of the elements and principles by acclaimed artists alongside the science understandings. The media arts are omnipresent and especially in the lives of digital natives. Imagine Year 4 students having written a short poem about themselves, then able to bring that literary creation to life. Using diverse technologies, the principles of storytelling, and aesthetic knowledge and skills during the 3 stages of production, they make a stop-motion animation. Through a history inquiry about the diversity of their community, a Year 3 class has discovered oral memoirs, diaries, letters, and photographs. The protagonist teacher begins a process drama, posing a what-if scenario, inviting students to imagine alternative realities, express new ideas, thoughts, feelings, and emotions through a character they create. Movement for meaning, music and dance, communicating in ways other than verbal language through cognitive, affective, and sensory modes to reach a variety of learning styles. The math story Zero the Hero is being read by a Year 3 class. Students become composers and choreographers, collaborating to represent the story through music and dance. At the end of the story, the protagonist's understanding that one does not have to be a practicing artist to teach the arts is the greatest lesson. It is integrated arts education in supportive and safe learning environments that will provide equity for diverse learners to make meaning, take risks, respond, and share their understandings. Well, I hope you've been inspired by the first part of my becoming a teacher of the arts. Thank you for listening. The future looks inviting as I see it, and I can feel rain on the way. I think it is going to flood, and that once parched river will find its flow.